Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Taurus, June 2, 2022. Today's Venus-Neptune alignment encourages you to see the beauty in your daily environment and your connections. Incoming news or a conversation can be inspiring, forgiving, or relieving. You thrive when your imagination is engaged today, and you can thoroughly enjoy helping others or sharing ideas. It's a fabulous time to attract others or positive experiences into your life through ideas, conversations, and words. You can be moved by compassion today, or you could volunteer your time and energy to someone in need. You thrive when you let things flow without trying to push them along today. You may feel quite wonderful to adopt a go-with-the-flow attitude. Now exercise patience, forgiveness, and understanding. If you've been lost in thought and in deep contemplation about a particular individual, the cosmos is urging you to take a load off. Granted, this wishy-washy is no coincidence, especially with a mystifying Pisces stellium fogging up your curious third house of communication, thought process, and immediate surroundings. However, the Moon will join forces with Venus and Neptune today before linking up with freedom-loving Uranus in your fifth house of love, passion, and pleasure. Intuition is running high, and serendipitous events are likely. Let it all unfold. Pay attention to the fleeting feelings in your conversations. As the Moon shines in watery Pisces, you may notice that your conversations with coworkers or about work are more emotional than usual. Like the Moon, the underlying tones could also wax and wane. Since the Moon sextiles Uranus in Taurus, you may find that the emotional aspects are sudden, unpredictable, and unexplainable. You may go from having a heart-to-heart with a colleague one moment only to be discussing an upcoming deadline the next moment. Although a little surprising, you should lean into the flow of your conversations. A new interest in financial markets brought to your attention at a group meeting or social event could have your mind running in a totally new direction. You might at some point find yourself surfing the internet to gain more information on this subject. You might also try to track down others who share your interest. Books and videos might also prove of value. Go for it. Remember, knowledge is power. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. Flighty people are just about the last thing you need right now. Life is too confusing to deal with someone who doesn't have their act together. Unless, of course, they're cute. When someone's cute, everything changes. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. You may be a bit confused today. More than likely, it will be hard for you to get an accurate reading on your emotions. One of your most automatic responses in a situation like this is to turn to a close partner for advice. Unfortunately, this advice may throw you into even more of a headspin. What you need more than anything is to spend some quality time alone. If the last few days made you step back from your daily life, today the wind is blowing in a different direction. This means 11 that you are going to find a new stability and equilibrium with others and yourself. Professionally, your close relationships may and should be better. With your family, it will be your turn to make a move. You have everything you need to create a harmonious environment. Having Mercury, the planet of communication, in retrograde motion in Taurus is putting you on the front line at a point in the year when there can be mixed messages, misunderstandings, and mistakes. However, only if you continue to rush things and at a standstill in his last full day in retrograde motion. This makes it important to take things slowly. Especially when it comes to all aspects of communication, with rushing things potentially leading to oversights. Yet by slowing down, and especially with the Moon in your communication sector, this will allow you to spot the things you might otherwise miss. Having the moon in your communications sector during Mercury, the planet of communications, last full day in retrograde motion in Taurus is a huge advantage. This can guard against the pitfalls from a Mercury retrograde phase while making it easier to make the most of a chance to give the past and unsaid words a voice. Our eyes in the sky. Yesterday, we experienced a major emotional shift in energy that set the stage for today's aspect, but that doesn't mean today will be any less emotional. This energy that we're collectively experiencing is going to soften hearts and allow us to believe in the goodness of others. Your altruistic side could push you to donate to a charitable or humanitarian organization, but it's important to be careful. You could find that you've been deceived or haven't heard the whole story about the group. In terms of love, this is one of the dreamiest times of the year, and we all want to dive into deep emotional waters. You won't want to come up for air, preferring instead to be lost in your feelings and live in an unrealistic haze. If you're an artist, this is a lovely day to embrace your talent. Ideas can flow freely, and you might find that you're able to produce more than usual. Let the creativity pour out of you today. The moon is quiet in Cancer and making no major planetary aspects today. When we see this happen, it means that the moon is void of course. As many astrologers say, the moon isn't working, so neither should you. This is a time when you can sit back and reflect on the past in order to understand where you're going. Allow yourself to be at one with the universe and take a step back to relax, and you could find that things work out in your favor. Something you might want to do is start your spring cleaning. A void of course moon is a great time to go through boxes, toss out clutter, and get organized. It's also a wonderful time to add some self-care to your day. If you long to get a massage or do some yoga, schedule an appointment or go to a class. We should guard against arriving at simplistic conclusions. Psychic impressions can be mistaken for solid truths without fact-checking. We believe we simply know something without doing our due diligence. While our intuitive impressions might be on target, we'll deprive ourselves of crucial intel if we think we have all the answers. The best use of this transit will be to decry our expectations and put ourselves to work in a research capacity. Logical investigations can help us to gain valuable insights. Secrets may be divulged which provide a new awareness of our surroundings. Conversations with those in power enlighten us about our own unconscious motivations. No matter what the circumstances, this promises to be an interesting day. Before noon, the Cancer moon aligns with Chiron in Cancer, poking a raw nerve. We may now feel especially self-conscious and, subconsciously, we fear setting ourselves apart from the herd. In youth, our uniqueness and individuality might not have been supported. Paradoxically, in adulthood, the best way to champion our insecurities is to face them head-on. Through self-declaration, we offer our inner child the encouragement we lacked. Taking action might still feel awkward, yet the more we practice, the better the reception we receive from others. They, in turn, take a play from our book, as our courage demonstrates that they are equally capable of advocating for their independence.